Hello, it's your friendly neighborhood host, JT Wheatley, back for another episode of History Comics Podcast, this time with another edition of the Classics with Blankets by Craig Thompson, a classic autobiographical work in which Craig Thompson talks about his early life of growing up in a heavily Christian household and going through Bible camp and so forth, including meeting his first love, that affects not only his personal life, but his feelings about Christianity in general. Craig Thompson this is pretty much a great debut comic book for him that really set incredible standards, so because the way he shows how comics can really done, because it's still a really realistic story, going through his trials, being a childhood, first love, meeting his parent, the family of his girlfriend, and so forth, and mix in like realistic images with more psychological images, like the visions of Jesus and the devil and so forth. And it shows like his journey, like at the end of it, Craig Thompson has different feelings on Christianity and so, but it shows like he's just growing up and learning to adjust to new things, and yeah. But it's what's great about it is it's just a simple personal story, but told in comic books, it takes almost an epic fashion. Blankets is really one of the great examples of what you could do with comic books. You don't have to be superheroes or science fiction. You can be just simple stories about a man growing up and learning to make changes in his own life. So, yeah, it was released on July 23rd, 2003. No less than Time magazine called it the best comic book of that year and one of the best of the decade. It won numerous awards across the board and really launched Craig Thompson's career after that, which he was also received years later due to the highly acclaimed Habib, a book I haven't read yet, but I've heard many good things. I have to eventually check it out. But yes, definitely if you want to check out a real classic, check out Blankets by Craig Thompson. That is a true classic and really shows what you can do with comic books. And now is September 3rd, 2020, time for the favorite comic book of the week. We Only Find Them When They're Dead by Al Ewing and Simone DeMeo, which is a great new science fiction series from Boom Studios that takes place far in the future where human beings have explored the furthest reaches of space and discovered giant dead beings they just call gods because they're so huge and immense. And they're always dead when they find them. But human beings, class being opportunists, realize, well, we don't know what to do with these immense dead bodies, so let's just mine them and sell them for resources, is what they do. And the main star of the series is Georges, who pilots the autopsy ship, the Vihan. And he's out on a mission to once again harvest the current dead god they discovered. But he's got a secret plan that could not only change his fate, but the entire galaxy's. Al Ewing does a great job saying there's almost this awestruck mystery of it. Like you go, like, where do these godlike beings come from? Why are they so big? And what's the purpose of it? And it feels like there's like the great science fiction work, like real science fiction, like the stuff Ridley Scott used to do, and the movie Prometheus should have been, but sadly was not. But this has a potential to really reach out there and ask you like big questions, like, yeah, what if you go out to space find these giant beings, and what questions you would be asking? And Simone DeMeo's art is gorgeous. I mean, when you see those first dead giant god bodies floating in space on the pages, they're all inspiring. Despite knowing they're dead, you're just still like, my goodness, what are these things and where they come from? So yeah, this is an exciting new original comic. I love the art and the stories, like classic real sci-fi, which is you won't see a lot of lately. A lot of it's more like, well, like I said, it's more sci-fi instead of science fiction, but this is like real science fiction, asking real, like, interesting questions and so forth like that. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where this one goes. So it's like a great first issue, so definitely check it out. And please do, if you can, check out your local comic book store. And of course, if you're there as well looking for a nice classic read, pick up Blankets by Craig Thompson, because that is a true classic.